Hey guys, this is Owen with Seek Outside, and today I want to show you how to install the Redcliff floor liner system into the Redcliff 2.0. Let's get into it. So our floor liner systems are pretty unique to us. It is a large bathtub wall that goes up the side of the shelter that helps eliminate condensation, prevent drafts, and keep your sleeping gear from having any condensation on it, as well as with the floor. So let's get into installing it here. First thing you want to do is take it out of the bag, and you are going to find inside that there is some orange cordage. This is going to be shorter than some of this yellow cordage here. Getting into the floor system, you'll have this gray floor here, or your more durable fabric down here, and then you have your white fabric up here. Now, at the top of this white fabric, you're going to see that there's a line lock right here at the top. This is where your orange cordage is going to attach to. So if you just follow the perimeter of the floor, the top liner system here on the white, and attach the orange cordage there, that's going to be your best way. And to attach the orange cordage, it's a pretty simple process in this line lock. You have a lower and an upper section here. What I like to do is thread through the lower here first, and then bring it through the top, and that goes in through the upper section of this line lock. Now the way these line locks work is they work on a tension system. This lower part is what actually holds the tension, and this upper part is what allows you to adjust the tension. Now go ahead and go around the top of this white liner that goes around the floor perimeter and attach this orange cordage to all available line locks. Now I have moved inside because it's a little bit more of a windy day, but for your yellow cordage, this is going to go to your stake points as well as the actual floor part of this, so not on the white. And this is going to just thread the exact same way. It's going to go through the bottom and then through the top, and same kind of tensioning system. You got the top is going to allow you to adjust, and the bottom is going to hold nice and tight. Now when you go to install your floor here, you're going to go ahead and find that there are two normal stake points here found on the floor. It's going to be one that correlates with the front zipper and one that correlates with the back. If you don't have a back zipper, it's just going to correlate to the other side, example on the Redcliff light. So I like to start with this guy, make sure the floor is the correct way outside, so it's not inside out. And I want to take this guy and just connect it to here as our starting point. We are going to remove it here shortly. But from here, I'm going to go either clockwise or counterclockwise and just simply start connecting the floor. Now, there's two ways to do this. You can connect it permanently, or you can connect it just semi-permanently. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you want to connect this to the shelter and it's just a temporary solution, what I like to do is just make a normal little loop here, and then I just simply hook that around the stakes around the shelter. So with that all hooked around, then you just simply do that for the whole outside of the shelter. But to attach it more permanently, what you want to do is have your cordage here, and you want to just tie a slip knot around the stake loop here. And you would do it around the stake loop on the Redcliff light as well. So just a simple little slip knot, and then that's going to keep it in your shelter more permanently when you're using it. So installing the rest of the floor, I find it easiest to just go around the outside of the shelter and just grab the floor from underneath and attach it to the stake points. So that's what we're going to do for this. We're attaching it just semi-permanently. We're going to take this out here soon, but I like to just simply wrap it around the stake like that, and then I will continue around the shelter. At a certain point, you always want to leave all of these pretty loose at first, because we're going to tighten them up in the end. But I just like to get these all around the shelter. At a certain point, we're going to hit the pole, so that's going to be after the first couple seams, and then I will show you how to do that from there. So I've got one half of the floor basically staked out. I do want to make it known, once you get this as your starting point, this normal stake point for the door, I like to just remove it because it's not designed to go exactly to the door. So coming into the shelter, you're going to see on the floor here that there is this black place for you to, black patch for you to put your pole on. It's going to protect the floor. So I like to go ahead and just lower this pole a few clicks, like so. Pick it up, and then I grab the floor, pull it underneath, and then set my pole back there. Make sure everything is centered inside the teepee. And then I will go ahead and click my pole back up. From here, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to attach all the floor stakeout points to the stake points. Our floor is now mostly staked out. Again, making sure that's nice and loose. Next thing to do is to tie up our liner wall here. So let's get into that. For your liner wall, it's a pretty simple process. You're just gonna tie it to these inside loops that coordinate with the seam. Just do a simple slip knot. Now with these, you can snug them up a little bit, but I leave them pretty loose until we have the rest of the shelter all staked out. So go ahead and do that for all of the interior loops. Again, just tying them up like so with a slip knot, and then leaving the tension as is. If you're wanting to remove your floor really easily once you have it all connected, you can just simply take this and leave this cordage inside. So you just pop your line lock off, leave the cordage there. So next time you come in, you can just easily attach it all in without having to tie and untie it. So here on your door, you're gonna find that there's a part of your floor liner that is not connected continuously. So this guy's gonna just tie up to the exact same spot up here as this other one. Just want to tie that up, and it's just going to go basically the same spot. What this allows you to do is to take it down when you're opening and closing the door. So I'll show you a little bit more of that. Here on the doors, we have your adjustable panel here, which allows you to get in and out of the shelter easier. You can pretty easily in the Redcliff just step over this, but if you don't want to do that, simply just disconnect right here. So you can either just roll that up, or if you don't want it at all, you can just pop this guy down, completely disconnect that. On the floor, you're going to find that there is a toggle and a loop, which is very similar to your door tiebacks on the Redcliff. You just go ahead, tension that guy up, and then you have this little section of floor out of your way. So you can simply just walk in and walk out of your shelter without having to step over the liner. When it is time to put it all back up, you just simply reattach it to those line locks. We've got our floor staked out and we have our liner system staked out. First thing we're gonna do now is go around the outside of the shelter and tension the actual floor down first. Once we have the floor tensioned, we're gonna tension the liner walls. The preferred way of doing this is to simply just tighten the four corners that you originally stake out with your Redcliff anyways. So that's going to be the short and long side of the rectangle. So we'll go around, just tighten those down. Once we have those tensioned, go ahead and tension the rest of them in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion. All right, and then now that our floor is all staked out, tensioned out, the last thing to do is just tighten up all of these inside points. Just snug them up pretty good. So one of the features I really like is it is designed to be used when guyed out. Obviously those line locks allow you to play with the tension there, but this helps give you some more headroom, sleeping room, and then it also tightens that floor liner up. So we do recommend using at least a few guy outs when using the floor liner system. If you pitch the Redcliff 2.0 off the ground a little bit, either with our line lock extension kit or with the line locks included on the Redcliff Lite, that is going to greatly reduce condensation. So the floor liner just keeps any kind of drafts off of you while you're sleeping, so you don't get any colder, but it allows air to mix inside the shelter, which greatly reduces condensation, as well as the floor keeps moisture from rising from the ground. Thank you guys for watching how to set up the Redcliff floor liner system for the Redcliff 2.0. The floor liner system is a great way to reduce condensation, reduce drafts, and add some comfort to your camping at all of a pretty minimal weight. It's a pretty sweet system. You can actually run it with our stove if you use the floor fire mat as well, which is an option at checkout. So thank you guys for watching and have an amazing day.